Welcome back, students. This is the session 3 from the playlist of semiconductor devices and circuits. The topic is the classification of solids on the basis of energy bands. So, with regards to this topic, I have written down here four important points. And the first point is, on the basis of the energy bands, the solids are basically classified as metals, semiconductors and insulators. Now, in the case of an isolated atom, the electrons which are moving in the different orbits around the nucleus have got a definite energy level. However, in the case of solids, the molecules are closely arranged. As a result, the atoms of the molecule, they tend to move into the orbitals of the neighboring atoms. Hence, the electron orbitals, they overlap when the atoms come together. So, in the solids, the energy level of the outermost orbit electrons is affected due to the attractive forces of the nearby atomic nucleus, and because of that, the energy level of the electrons in the outermost orbit is higher or lower than the original energy level of the electron in the case of an isolated atom. In the case of an isolated atom, the electrons which are moving around the nucleus of that atom in the different orbits have got a definite energy level. So, but in the case of solids, because of the attractive forces of the nearby atomic nucleus, the energy level of the electrons in the outermost orbit is either higher or lower than the original energy level of the electron in the case of an isolated atom. Now, the next point is the electrons which are revolving in the same orbit, that is, or you can say the electrons which are revolving in the outermost orbit. In the outermost orbit, in the case of solids, exhibit different energy levels, and the grouping of these different energy levels is called the energy bands. Now, here I would like to give you one important point, that is, the electrons which are revolving in the inner orbits, they are not very much affected by the neighboring atoms or the nuclei. So, here the energy level of the outermost orbit electrons is affected by the attractive forces of the nearby nucleus, nearby atomic nucleuses, and the energy level of the electron as a result of it is higher or lower than the original energy level of the electron in the case of an isolated atom. And second important point, the electrons which are residing or moving in the inner orbits around the nucleus, they are not very much affected by the attractive forces of the nearby atoms. So, the electrons in the outermost orbit, they exhibit the different energy levels in the case of the solids, and the grouping of these different energy levels is called energy band. In the next session, in the session number 4, I will be discussing about the energy bands. So basically there are three types of energy bands: valence band, conduction band and the forbidden band. And in the next the next session will be in continuation of this same topic, that is the classification of solids on the basis of energy bands. And so in the next session we will be having a brief discussion on the energy bands. So till then, have a nice day. Bye.